There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to jobs180.com's Marketing Me. We are live at University of Immaculate Conception in Davao. So today we will be joined by speakers from Data and Optum Global Solutions. Before we start, may we invite everybody for a short prayer followed by the national anthem.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below.
kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Alright, so welcome guys. So ready na ba tayo? By the way, I'm Shari from Academic Linkages. Hope that everybody's excited to learn new things today. I'll be today's host. So shout out to everyone who is here. Again, please comment your name and course and type in your questions later so we can read it to our speakers. Alright, so we would like to thank CEO Group for being one of our corporate sponsors for this event. Please check out CEO Store in Lazada and Shopee or at the nearest mall in your area to shop for your corporate needs. For career opportunities, please visit jobtraining.com/CEO Group. Ayan. So, plug lang tayo ng konti. Ayan. So, while waiting for the others, here is our schedule for this afternoon. So, first topic, we will be discussing ResumeLink. Second topic, top skills employers look for. And the last topic is virtual interviews to be discussed by Optum Global Solutions. Ayan. So again, guys, please tag your classmates or please share to your classmates as well para makapag-start naman tayo. Pag nag-start tayo, andyan na sila. Okay? Alright. So let's go to our first speaker. Our first speaker is Sir Kim Chua. He is the managing director of jobsmaker.com and he has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. So he is a trusted resource speaker and he has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. Yeah. So Sir Kim, if you're ready, please join our stream. The floor is yours.
Allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala tong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay? More than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at doon ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot. Pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw yung makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo, kayo lang may alam yan, at lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay, lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So, ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often that you open your social media account. So, I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis kayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on-off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or anong mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, Okay? Pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay? So walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating ko sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gaano karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam niyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa dalawang lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam niyo na yung dalawa. Kung dalawa lang talaga alam niyo, din dalawa lang. Ano tong dalawang to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. Na ilagay mo sa loob ng ResumeLink. Just transfer them here inside the ResumeLink para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan. Ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede ka mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, edi delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, yung mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-isulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Diba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member ng Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayong magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamalan ko yung mga aplikante, pinakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang gano'n na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam nyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything. From top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step, like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Diba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawa para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? 'Di ba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills o sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design, 'di ba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin? Huwag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do you do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na sila real-time. As in real-time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay? Lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay? Huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there are a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon, by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik, hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year, ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position, and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to you from you soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante na ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. Di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, 'di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Hindi balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. 'Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chu Wa. Don't forget yung Wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for that, Sir Kim. Ayan. Hi, sir. Ayan, guys, do you have questions for Sir Kim before I proceed to our next topic? Ayan. So, habang nag-aantay kayo, nag-isip na ako ng question. Ayan. Sir, ano po bang, pwede po ba gamitin yung school email address sa pag-register? Or kasi baka po may gumamit or baka po nag-register na sila. Ano pong mangyayari kapag yun yung ginamit nila?
Hello, papaalala ko lang if for those people who use their school email to register, it is best that you change it na to your personal email. Okay, there's nothing wrong when you use your school email to register. Okay lang, walang problema because you're still in the school. Paano kung later graduate ka na, baka hindi mo na magamit or hindi mo na ma-open yung email address na yon. So ang downside diyan is if you still use the same email and companies will be contacting you through that email, hindi ka na malamang makaka-receive ng mga information. So baka makalimutan mo pa. Kung ako sa inyo, I recommend you use your personal email from this point onwards. Kung nakagawa na, edit it to your personal email so that moving forward, hindi kayo magkakaroon ng ganong missed opportunity. Di ba? Sayang din naman. Yan lang ang aking answer. Okay?
All right, thank you for that, sir. Okay, do we have more questions from our audience? Sige. Sir, last question na lang po. Ang mga companies po ba, do they look at social media platforms, yung mga accounts po ng aplikante nila? Kasama po ba yun sa application recruitment process?
Okay, I'll tell you something, no? I'll be lying if I'll tell you hindi magmamatter yung social media account nyo. Okay? I'll be lying if I tell you that. So, hindi ko rin masasagot kung lahat ba ng kumpanya, babasihan nila yung social media account nyo when they decide to hire you or not. Now, just to be safe, I recommend you also clean up yung nandoon sa mga references nyo, including your social media. Okay? Because if you claim to be this, halimbawa lang, you put in your information, you claim to be this, you're a leader of, example, your organization, you are, example, very active in your barangay, in social civic organization, and yet, when, example lang, hindi naman mahirap magtumingin ng social media ngayon, dilis lang hanapin. So, when they try to look for your information, just in case lang for background checking, at nakita nila, active ka nga, no? Yung palang ginagawa mo, aktivista, halimbawa lang, or you're saying something na you're doing something that's, against the company culture or maybe hindi aligned doon sa ginagawa nila, then it could be a make or break thing sa pag-a-apply ninyo. Now, to answer the question, hindi naman nila yan basihan para i-hire kayo. They will always be basing pa rin yung inyong skills at inyong career development and yung mga anong meron ninyo, yung specialization nyo, field of study nyo, basically experience nyo, yan ang basihan kadalasan. Okay? Pero these are the things that could also matter, no? Kasi ano yan kumbaga sabi nga a picture paints 1,000 words. Di ba? May ganon. Diba? Sabi nung iba, action speaks louder than words. Pero may iba naman, ang sabi, attitude speaks louder than action. So even if you look at yung mga information, sometimes it tells you something about the applicant na. So better lang din, be safe on that side, no? Ayusin, linisin yung social media. Advantages and disadvantages are all in there. Okay? So sa panahon ngayon, parang wala na tayong maitatago kasi lahat nasa online. Okay? So yan lang I hope na answer ko yung question niyo.
All right. Thank you for that, sir. All right. So thank you again, Sir Kim, for being with us this afternoon. We will see you again in the next few sessions, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Be safe. Bye-bye.
Safe, sir. All right. Now let's go to our second speaker. Our second speaker is Ms. Junica Manuevo, Talent Acquisition Lead Associate from InnoData. She finished BS Psychology at Central Escolar University and is currently taking a master's degree in clinical psychology at Pamatasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila. She has been working as an HR professional for more than 7 years with different companies including InnoData and eBar Abstracting Company. So Ms. Junica, if you're there, please join us stream po. Hi, ma'am. Nice to have you back. Hi
Yes,
po.
good afternoon po.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, let's check your screen po. Let's check your share screen. Ayan. Ma'am, our students today are from University of Immaculate Conception in Davao, and they are a mix of iba't ibang courses, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, hindi ko na nga maintindihan kung ano ibig sabihin ng mga abbreviation. Ito, ma'am, alam ko to. CPE, IT, ayan. So, ito lang BA. Ito lang, ma'am, yung mga sure ako na abbreviations. But it's a mix. Ayan, ma'am. So, the screen is okay. Ma'am, I'll just interject if ever mag-run tayo sa technical issue. But for now, the floor is yours po.
All right. Okay. So first and foremost, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank University of the Immaculation and Jobs 180 for inviting us here to be your presenter. So without further ado, I will be presenting with you the top skills or companies look for. So first, let us define what is a skill. So skills is the ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. So skills encompasses our abilities, our knowledge or information, and also our abilities. So skills are acquired or learned through our formal work experiences, life experiences, and formal trainings as well. So with skills, there are actually two types of skills. So we have the soft skills and we have the hard skills. So with soft skills, these are non-technical skills and related to our emotions. So it involves personality, attitude, flexibility, motivation, and manners. So therefore, soft skills are our interpersonal behavioral skills that helps us to develop relationship with other people, with our co-workers, and helps us to develop our career as well. So since it is related to our emotion, it is hard to measure and it's non-quantifiable. Whereas hard skills naman are these are our technical skills or technical knowledge that we normally acquired or learned during our formal education, so including college. So aside from that, we have also acquired these through training programs, internship, and short-term trainings. So technical skills are the specific skill that is listed in the job postings and in job descriptions. So there are actually different or several examples for soft skills. So if you're going to look in internet or if you're going to read books about soft skills, there's actually a lot or several types of soft skills. But what I have listed here are the soft skills that in our company or in Inodata, these are the soft skills that we give importance for. So let's proceed first with communication. So according to some research, communication is always and will always be the top skills that the employers or companies will look for. So of course, we all know that communication is very important, not only in the workplace, but also in everyday lives of people. It's because of communication we can spread and share information. We can easily express our feelings, our thoughts, our opinions, and we can help or it helps us to establish or maintain relationship with other people as well. So being an effective communicator, it doesn't mean that you really have to be good in English, but of course, it will be a plus points or bonus points for some companies or for some employers. So there are companies talaga that they required an individual to have or to possess a good English communication skills. But that doesn't really define you as an effective or good communicator. So being a good communicator means that you can clearly express or share your ideas, your thoughts, and it can be easily understood by the receiver of the message or by your audience. So with communication, we have actually two types of communication. So we have verbal and non-verbal communication. So with verbal communication, it involves oral and written communication. So there are some people kasi or there are individuals who's better in speaking and who's also better than writing or pwede namang combination. They are good in speaking and they are good in writing. So when we say oral communication, we communicate in the form of speaking. So for examples are meetings, teleconference, or interviews. So if you are applying for a job that is related, say for example, into marketing, into sales, into customer service, then it's actually one of the skills that the employers will look for is someone who have good presentation skills, good negotiation skills, or good customer service skills. Whereas if you're applying naman for a job that is in line or related into writing, like for example, essay writer, proofreader, copy editor, copywriter, then you must also highlight your writing skills. Like for example, you're good in writing letters, reports, emails. So yeah, those are the examples of verbal communication skills. Then let's now proceed with accountability. So accountability means it is an ability of an individual to take full responsibility of his or her job to achieve the organization's goal. So that's for accountability. And next, we also have adaptability. So it's an individual's ability to adjust quickly to changes. Like, for example, changes in the work setup, changes in work environment, in the work process. Like, for example, with our current situation. So since the pandemic happened, there's a lot of changes happen even in work. So some companies have opted to have a work from home setup or work from home arrangement. So because of that, having a work from home arrangement is also quite challenging because you have to adjust and you have to adjust to the new norm kasi. So if you will be shifted or if you will be working from home, the first thing that you must do is that you have to spot or you have to look for a place and a quiet place wherein you can work well and you can be productive. And then second, there are some persons also that they have responsibilities at home also. So maybe they are also busy with their household chores, but at the same time, they have to be productive as well. So it's an adjustment. It's a new adjustment also for them. And not only that, we have also to adjust ourselves in using different communication applications. So because right now limited yung mga face-to-face meetings, so we are using different tools for communication. Like for example, we have to familiarize ourselves in using Zoom, using Microsoft Teams, Messenger, Skypes. So those are the examples for adaptability. Next is analytical thinking. So when you say analytical thinking, it's an individual's ability naman to define the problem first, assess, analyze the problem, and do problem solving. So some managers would like their subordinates to assess the problem first. So si manager, ang magiging role na lang niya is to guide and to mentor si team member or si subordinates. So they would want their subordinates first to analyze the problem and do the problem solving on their own. So that's for analytical thinking. Next, we also have thoroughness. So a person must be detail-oriented. So this is very important in every job. So thoroughness, so say for example, you're applying for a job that is related, say, in documentation or contracts management. So you have to be very keen, or you have to be very keen, like for example, dun sa pag-type ng name, spelling, pricing. So minsan akala natin maliit na bagay lang yon, isang word lang, or sorry, isang name lang tayo nagkamali or isang spelling lang. But that creates a big impact later on. So next is the people management. So when you say people management, this is normally for supervisors or team managers. So it is an individual's ability to manage a team, to establish good working relationship with her team members or within her team, and the ability to mentor and to guide her team members or subordinates. That's for people management. And then next is strategic thinking. So strategic thinking is also this is for supervisor and for managers. So ability to think ahead and to look or to seek for new opportunities that may arise. So therefore, it involves analyzation, goals, vision, and action plan. So that's for soft skills. Now, let's proceed with the hard skills or technical skills. So, I am not really comfortable if meron ba talagang top hard skills or top technical skills na linulok yung mga company. So, what I would like to present with you is yung most in-demand skills based on most in-demand jobs. It's because technical skills or technical knowledge really depends on the job that you are looking for. So this in-demand jobs, according to some research, this will be the most in-demand jobs in the upcoming years. So first, we have data scientist. So let us first define what is a data scientist. So later on, baka yung students from University of the Immaculation would like to pursue a data scientist career. So a data scientist is one who analyzes data in order to gain insight, which the company client can leverage for the business, create algorithms and models for mining data. So if you want to become a data scientist, of course, you must be good with statistical analysis, data mining, programming, cloud computing, and database. So aside from that, we also have the application development analyst, or commonly known as yung mga programmer. So they are the one who design, program, and code different applications. So of course, if you're into programming, it's expected that you graduated from a course in computer science or computer engineering, and you have a programming skills. You must be knowledgeable in different programming languages. So for example, C Sharp, Java, or C++, so on and so forth. And then next, sales development. So just like what I've mentioned a while ago, so sales development focuses more on qualifying potential clients by reaching out to them about their current needs and to discuss how the company can help. So if you're applying for a position that is related into sales, these are the skill set that the employers or companies will look for. So good communication skills, good interpersonal skills. So when we say good interpersonal skills, we have the ability to establish good rapport with our clients. And of course, we must be proficient in using social media, email, and phone. We have good presentation skills. Of course, we have to present our product, and negotiating skills, because of course, we have to negotiate about the price and the value of the product that we are selling. Next, we also have marketing specialists. So when we say marketing specialist, is one who creates, implement, and executes marketing campaigns across various markets. So if you're into marketing, you must be also good in research. So you have to research about the current marketing trends, and you have, again, good communication skills, good interpersonal skills, excellent computer skills, and also you must be creative, because you'll be the one who's going to think and create mga marketing campaigns. Some companies with when they are looking for a marketing specialist, they also would like to look for someone who is good in mga graphic designs. And this one is new, knowledgeable in SEO or search engine optimization. So another most in-demand jobs or most in-demand skill is recruitment specialist. So one who source and reach out to qualified candidates for current open roles. So if you would want to apply, or if you would want to be a recruitment specialist in the future, then you must practice good interpersonal skills, good organizational skills. When you say good organizational skills, you must be good in data filing, keeping things in proper. So you must also have good or exceptional written and verbal skills, and must be detail oriented. Then next, administrative work. So admin work is one who is in charge in office operation and office events. So since this is more on administrative role, you must practice also good organizational skills, communication skills, resource management, and must be detail oriented. And last but not the least, we also have IT consultant. So one who is responsible with IT systems and infrastructure of the company. So one should has the technical skills about networking, knowledgeable in computer hardwares or softwares, and also accounting. So financial transactions of the company, financial management, good analytical thinking, and accounting management. So again, these are the most in-demand skills based on most in-demand jobs. So Next, skills versus attitude. So in my almost 10 years of working experience in HR, well actually attitude yung isang tinitignan namin sa pag-hire ng tao. Of course, it must be balanced. No? Hindi lang per skills, hindi rin lang per attitude. So, balance siya dapat. But of course, if you are a fresh graduate or if you are a newbie, we are not really expecting that you have learned the skills already. So that's why there will be trainings, may mga trainings na pinoprovide si employer or si company to to enhance your skills further. Okay, so as I have mentioned a while ago, skills can be learned, skills can be practiced through formal education, work experiences, and life experiences. But let us define attitude first. And why is attitude important? So attitude is a set of beliefs, behaviors, and emotions towards a person, thing, or event. So attitude is a result of our past experiences and result of the upbringing. So yung attitude, nandun na talaga siya sa atin even before pa. So attitude, mahirap siyang i-learn and i-unlearn. So there's a saying that an employee with a bad attitude can really upset the apple cart in an office and create a really toxic environment. So positive attitude can make the work environment happy and a joy to be in. So attitude in general has radiating effect. So nakakahawa siya. So if you're working with a coworker na medyo negative yung attitude niya, possible na ma-attract ka rin nun or mahawa ka nun. But if you're working with an individual with a positive attitude, so motivated siya sa work, masipag siyang pumasok, possible na ma-radiate rin niya yung energy na yun sa'yo. So what are the characteristics ba of the people with a positive attitude? So first, a people or a person with a positive attitude is open for new learnings. So kahit na gaano ka pa or kahit technically competent or technically knowledgeable ka na, you have 10 plus years of working experience, there will always be a room for growth and opportunities. So sabi nga nila, learning is continuous and learning is never ending. So don't close yourself or parang open yourself lang to new learning opportunities. And also, a people or a person with a positive attitude is not afraid to take the lead, willing to listen, open for constructive criticism. So, hindi porke parang nasabihan ka ito yung mga things that you have to improve, kumbaga parang dadamdamin mo na yun. So, again, learning is continuous and learning is never ending. So, yan. Attitude is really important at work. And also, in HR's perception, tinitignan rin namin yung attitude nung candidate if magmamatch ba yung attitude niya dun sa company's culture, tradition, values, mission and vision, and also if yung attitude nung candidate is magmamatch rin dun sa attitude nung manager. So, yun, we really take into consideration the attitude of the applicant. But again, it must be balanced. So you have the skills, you have the attitude. Okay? So lastly, there's also a saying that a good example of keeping a positive attitude is to stop complaining. So a lot of things happened in 2020. So 2020 has been the challenging year for all of us globally. So ngayon, parang if we have the opportunity to work, if we are given the opportunity to study, and of course, if you have food on your table, you have food to eat, you have a shelter to stay in, so you are with your family or you are with your loved ones. So let us practice on how to be grateful and let's try not to complain. Because hindi natin alam yung mga things na meron or yung mga bagay na meron pala tayo ngayon. Yun din yung inaasam ng ibang tao. And yeah, with what happened with 2020, so maraming mga learning experiences for all of us. So yeah. Next, please also allow me to promote yung mga vacancies namin with InnoData. So right now we have opening positions for abstractor and indexer. So we are looking for someone who graduated BS Bio, Zoology, Agriculture, and Forestry, data labelers, graduates of any course, editors and proofreaders for English and Filipino, and technical writers. And also, if you do have questions or queries, or if you would want to apply in any of our current vacancy, you may reach us at Facebook, www.facebook.com.inodita. And then you can also reach us at hr-manila@inodita.com. And we also have, you can reach us also at jobs180.com. So that's it. And
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you're back. Ayan. Ma'am, I'm back pala. Ma'am, this time, it's now we are now open for questions. So guys, if you have questions for Miss Junica, now is the time to ask her that. All right? So while you guys are thinking of your questions, may nilista na po ako para sa inyo, ma'am. All right, ma'am, number one. Um what are the attitudes or what are qualities that you as HR people try to avoid when hiring new hires?
we are trying to avoid those candidates yung during the interview kasi makikita mo na yung mafe-feel mo na, masasense mo na yung attitude ng tao. So if that candidate doesn't show any enthusiasm at work, or parang nakikita mo na parang hindi siya interesado at work and hindi sila magja-drive ng manager or yung magiging future manager niya, then yun yung ina-avoid namin. Kasi if hindi tugma yung attitude ng candidate then sa mission and vision ng company or din sa tradition and culture, so ang mangyayari, hindi rin tatagal yung tao. Magre-resign at magre-resign din. And that's what we don't want to happen. Hindi rin niya ma-enjoy yung work.
Alright, so thank you for that, ma'am. Next question. Ma'am, what is the hardest, like, a soft skill that you mentioned earlier that fresh graduates find hard to master? Yung nahirapan sila, ma'am, na i-internalize, ganyan. Nahirapan sila i-develop or nahirapan sila i-improve. Because I know for different companies, it's they're looking at different soft skills. Sa inyo, ma'am, ano?
So, yeah, normally yung soft skills na kumbaga parang continuous pa rin siyang dinidevelop is yung English communication skills or communication skills in general. So if in my almost 10 years of working experience in HR, if I'd ask a candidate, so if there are things or if there are skills that you would like to improve, ano yun? So normally, karamihan ng sagot nila, communication skills. So, not really, hindi sila marunong sa English or mahina sila sa English. Kumbaga, parang mahiyain. So, they would want to further develop that.
Ayan, and so to people who are watching us, if you're like younger, you have time to develop it, do so para pagpasok nyo na industry, konti na lang, no? Or one step in na kayo, parang ganun. Alright? So thank you for that again, Ms. Junica. We hope to have you in future sessions with other schools, ma'am. I think that's it. Sorry guys. If you want to apply to InnoData, the one that's flashing at the bottom of your screen, that's their career site. So it's jobs180.com/InnoData, and you can check vacancies, you can apply there. All right. So thank you again, ma'am. Have a great afternoon po. Stay safe. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Okay. Now let's proceed to our last speaker for this session. So our last speaker is Ms. Reese Pasha. She is the recruitment manager for Optum Global Solutions. She is a college graduate from De La Salle University, Manila, where she finished her course of international studies majoring in European studies. So she then started her first job in Citigroup Business Process Solutions back in 2010 as a sourcing associate, and today she is currently employed for more than 7 years with Optum Global Solutions as recruitment manager who handles specifically the campus and graduates program. So, Ms. Reese, if you're ready, please join us. Hi,
Hi, Miss
ma'am.
Carrie.
Hi, ma'am. All right. Ma'am, today we are with the students of University of Immaculate Conception in Davao. Ayan. Ma'am, let's test your share screen.
Sure. And good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a great day so far and also the start of your weekend. Okay, we'll
Uh,
just check. Let me know if you see my screen.
Sige, ma'am. Ma'am, the students today are a mix of, I'm looking at the courses, CE, business administration, major in HRM, ayan. So, marketing management, so yun yung mga courses nila, ma'am. Meron din, ma'am, mga nursing, I think, and yung ibig sabihin ng DSN nursing. Ayan. Sige, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
the presentation is up, so I'll leave you to it. I'll be back for the Q&A.
all right. Thank you so much, Miss Shari. And again, good afternoon, everyone. Again, I hope you're having a great start of your weekend. And it's such a pleasure to be joining you this afternoon here in this webinar under jobs180.com. So for today, I will be discussing with you how to ace your interviews. But of course, I would like to also take this time to casually introduce myself first. Usually, when I start a webinar, I'd like to introduce myself very casually because it's very formal naman how Miss Shari introduced me. So at least you get to know me more, and we get to have this session together. Very lightly, and also have a little fun during the session. So, just a brief background. Again, hello. My name is Christine Pasha. I am from Optum Global Solutions Philippines, and I have been with the organization as a recruitment manager for already 8 years. So, it's been quite a journey with my organization, and I'm still very much happy being part of Optum Global Solutions Philippines. And I see myself as a very positive and happy person. So, I've coined the term actually, or a hashtag for myself called Positive Pasha. And I always just like to see the positive side of life. And when problems or challenges come my way, I always try to think of the positive and, of course, continue to go through the challenges in a positive light. I'm also part of a family of five. I'm the middle child of three sisters, and my youngest sister has Down syndrome. So my parents, when she was born, they met up with a few parents also that they've met in the doctor's clinic, and they've formed the Down Syndrome Association of the Philippines, and it is currently still running. So we do help and educate new parents who have children with Down syndrome, and it's been also very fulfilling on our family's end. I've also been married already for over 2 years, going on 3 years this year. And I've been together with my husband for a total of 12 years this year. So for the ones that haven't found yet their forever, I promise I still believe in me forever talaga. So don't worry. Someone out there is someone out there is for you. And I also love playing sports. One of my favorite sports is really playing basketball. And I've been playing basketball since I was in grade 4. And hopefully, after the pandemic, I can, go back to my. I can go back to a routine of playing basketball with a few of my friends. And lastly, I really do enjoy musical theater and Broadway. So when I'm also stressed or when I um like to have music in the background, I always tend to play musical theater or Broadway because it makes me very happy and lively. So basically, that's who I am, and I hope that you learned a thing or two about me in a very casual way so that we can move forward with the other slides of the webinar, and also you at least you were able to get to know me even better. Now, Before I touch upon our topic of acing your interviews, I also wanted to give you a background about the organization that I work for, which is Optum Global Solutions Philippines. So we here at Optum, we are the number one healthcare company in the United States under the United Health Group umbrella. And Optum specifically is the technological side of the business, meaning we would like to innovate more the healthcare business. So locally in the Philippines, if you compare us to a company or an organization, I think the closest that you can get to our organization would be like your parents' health cards, or if you have an HMO yourself, that's MaxiCare or IntelliCare. So it's very much similar to that, but definitely Optum is bigger and touches nearly every aspect of the healthcare financing and delivery systems, meaning we're definitely much global when it comes to running the healthcare business. And currently, we're approximately over already 200,000 employees worldwide and over 20,000 employees in the Philippines. So we're just even growing bigger despite the pandemic that had happened last year. So it's already almost the anniversary of the lockdown. um it's still, we have been really been very successful as an organization in hiring new talents to our business, and we serve about 124 million individual consumers. So again, we work with a diverse set of clients across 150 countries. So we're a very large and global organization, and we also rank Fortune 7 out of the Fortune 500 companies in the United States. So we're a very stable and secure organization, even during the pandemic. Now, what I'm also very proud about being part of Optum is really how we are able to live through our mission and values in the organization. Our mission really is to help people live healthier lives and to help make the health system work better for everyone. And it's not that we just share this during the new employee orientations or when someone joins our company, because usually organizations, when you join their company, they always share with you, oh, these are our mission and values. But with us, I think what really stands out is that we are able to live through it on our day-to-day work in Optum. And I'm very proud that I could really see the values of the organization of integrity, compassion, relationships, innovation, and performance work well through our day-to-day work. May it be from the recruitment team, which is the team that I am in, from the employees that we have hired for the business. We really see how passionate they are when they live through the values of the organization. And it really reflects as well in the culture that we build within the organization. These are just a few pictures below that we have. It's very important that we put our people first, and we make sure that employee engagement is also a number one priority within the organization. We make sure that we celebrate each individual in the organization through Women's Month, as we celebrated this year. The old picture, though, in below is from, I think, a year or 2 years ago, where we were able to celebrate Women's Month. And we're also able to celebrate the diversity and inclusion within the organization through celebrating Pride Month every June and really highlighting our employees part of the LGBTQT community. So we're very much very proud that we're able to celebrate each individual or employee of the organization while living through our mission and values. Also, briefly, I just wanted to share with you where we are located and our operations in the Philippines. So, our first site would be located in our main site in Taguig. So, that would be in Metro Manila, and it would be in McKinley Hill. So, if you see on social media the Grand Canal Mall, our buildings, we have two buildings there in Taguig, are right beside that, the Venice Piazza Mall, the one where there's a Grand Canal. And we've been located there since 2012, so it's been years since we started out there. And then we were able to also build our second site in Cebu City. So this would be a total of two buildings in IT Park in Cebu. And then our third site would be in Quezon City in UP Techno Hub. And our third site would be our fourth site rather, would be in our newest site, which is in Alabang. And we have a total of buildings there in the Northgate Cyber Zone. So currently, we do not have any sites yet in Davao, but hopefully in the near future, we're able to really grow our business and the organization to more parts of the Philippines, because we can see that there's really truly a growth of our a growth within the organization for Optum. Now, we also, of course, have, because of the growth of the organization, we do have several businesses that would really push for this growth, of course. So we're seeing more opportunities really in the technological and clinical side of our businesses. So for the technology business, we have positions offered under analytics, automation, information security, and data science, where you'll be able to really be trained within the organization to understand these businesses even further. We also have great opportunities as a healthcare organization under our clinical business. So for the students out there who are nursing graduates or allied health graduates, we do have opportunities for registered nurses, USRNs, and also medical coders, even pharmacy graduates within the organization. And for our customer service side of the business, this is also a growing business within the organization. It's not your usual typical order taking, or you'll be assisting a customer with, let's say, booking a flight. Definitely, it's still very much related to healthcare. We call you healthcare advocates, and we handle medium to high complex customer support roles. So, meaning you're kind of like the bridge between doctors and nurses, the secretaries of the doctors, and you would really help them, assist with them, let's say, with their insurances, healthcare insurances, or hospital bills, and really help them live and continue to, of course, help them live healthier lives. And lastly, we do have our shared services businesses. So these are more of our leadership roles. If you would like to, let's say, get into more of the backside of the business, you can definitely look into more opportunities under our leadership and shared services roles. So again, we are a growing organization, and a lot of opportunities are opening up, especially during this time in the pandemic, where our company still um, supports us working from home. We currently have that opportunity to work from home. So with these businesses, we're able to really drive the performance that the company loves to see. Now, just to also give you a brief background of how Optum was able to respond to the pandemic or the COVID-19 last year, I could say that it's been one heck of a ride, right? It's almost been a year since the lockdown has happened, in just like a few days. Actually, by tomorrow or Sunday, it's already been 1 year since we have been working from home already. And personally, I'm very grateful for Optum, because we were able to still live through our mission, which is to help people live healthier lives. But also, they still made sure that each employee was well taken care of, um, despite the pandemic. So currently, we still are continuing paying and employing full wages of our entire workforce. Also, during that time, we made sure that business continuity plans were already in place. So we sent all our employees home. We made sure that our number one priority was their safety, and we made sure that they also were able to continue their work, or able to continue working with the organization from the comfort and safety of their homes. We also, as a recruitment team, we shifted to a virtual hiring process to protect our candidates and our employees. And currently, also, we still are able to work from home. So it mentioned here that 90% of our non-clinical workforce transitioned to a work from home status while maintaining all service levels. But currently, since it's already been a year, we also have that opportunity where, if you feel that you would like to go to the office, you still have that opportunity to work from our office, but you have to follow the specific social distancing guidelines and also the COVID-19 guidelines within the organization. We don't allow big teams to be to be in the office all at the same time. It's only about 5 to 10% of your team that can enter the office grounds. So we're still very much strict when it comes to our safety protocols, and we make sure that we are able to truly keep all our employees safe. And also, aside from keeping all our employees safe, we still live through our mission and values by helping people live healthier lives. We were able to donate an additional 10 million to fight the pandemic in the different countries that Optum is located in. And specifically here in the Philippines, we were able to partner with Caritas Manila, and we were able to donate a certain sum of money to them so that we can also continue to reach out to our brothers and sisters in the Philippines. So again, I'm very much proud to be part of this organization. They've done so much in a span of a year living in a pandemic. It's quite amazing how we were able to really come together. The business leaders were able to come together and really made sure that our number one priority was to keep each employee safe, and of course, to still have them employed within the organization. So that's about it. Briefly, that is the company that I work for, Optum Global Solutions Philippines. If you want to know more about our organization or the company that I work for, you can always look at our website at workatoptum.com, or even go through the Jobs 180 page, which is jobs180.com/optum. All right. Now, to go through what we are going to discuss today, which is our main topic, which is the graduate's checklist on how to ace your interviews. So I hope that we have students out there who are listening in the webinar right now who are about to graduate. So for them, kudos and congratulations. And for also even you can use these tips that I will be sharing with you for interviews for internships. If you are going to apply as well for your internship, then this would also be very handy for you to listen and also to understand how you're able to ace your interviews. Okay. All right. So, usually, when you are about to graduate or when you have already completed, let's say, um, your tasks before going to your internship, your number one question you'd like to ask yourself would really be, what are the next steps, right? So you're either graduating or moving on to the next step, but then you really are unsure of how you are able to move forward, right? There's always that uneasiness that what am I going to do next, right? What are the next steps that I should take to increase my knowledge of understanding where I should work for the next few years? Or is this company right for me? Or is this position right for me? I'm graduating from this course, but I want to do this, right? You have a lot of questions that you ask yourself. So, mainly, you just have to understand what you want to do next, right? And understanding also the next steps would be very important in, let's say, creating your resume, and also understanding how an interview would flow. Okay. So, what's very important to remember is that you have to practice for your interviews. Um, Mostly, I always really share with the students that it's very important to prepare yourself for your interviews. So, always remember, guys, you have to practice, practice, practice. And it's practicing really for and also preparing yourself for face-to-face interviews and also online interviews, since now in the pandemic we won't be able to do face-to-face interviews. So far, what's really the safest way to be interviewed is really going through an online interview. So during this time, I'd like to give you tips on how to prepare for your interviews for face-to-face, or may it be online. Now, the first step would really be your job interview. And before an interview, for face to face interviews, it's very important to remember these three things. You have to ask, research, and prepare yourself. So, first of all, for asking, make sure that you're able to, let's say, ask the recruiter when you are already, let's say, being called for an interview, or you're able to receive a call from a recruiter asking you to if you're available for your interview. So it's very important to ask the right questions. Okay. Now, what are these right questions, right? They have to be related to the position that you are applying for or the company that you are applying for. So let's say you can ask how what could you tell me more about the role that I am applying for? Or could you tell me more about the organization that I'm applying for? There's nothing wrong with asking questions because it also shows that you're very much interested with the role that's being offered to you. So don't forget, it's very important to ask the right questions even before an interview has started. Number two is always doing your research. So I know that people are get very excited when they want to look for a job. They apply na lang left and right to any organization that has a job opening. But again, it's very important to remember that this position, you don't want to stay in a company for just, let's say, 2 3 months. You want to find an organization where you will be able to grow and stay with the organization for at least 3 to 5 years, right? You want to have that tenure with the organization. So it's very important to research about the company that you are applying for and the role that you are applying for. So make sure that you do your research. You can also do your research about the salary that's being given for the position that you're applying for. So it's very important that you do your proper research for the companies that you're applying for so that you know if you can build your career with them. And lastly, it's really preparing yourself. So after you've had that conversation with a recruiter and you've asked the right questions and you've done your research, now you just have to prepare yourself by relaxing. You don't have to be so nervous. You can prepare the outfit that you're going to wear during your interview because it's very important to also look very much presentable. So don't forget, it's always good to prepare yourself the day before your interview. Now, for online interviews, you also should do the same things. Make sure that you also ask and research and prepare yourself for the interview. But additional tips for online interviews before you have your interview is, of course, you have to choose the best device and location where you're going to have your interview. Again, an advantage of having online interviews is that you get to do this in the comfort of your home. But again, it's very important to also look for the right device that you're comfortable in using, that you can navigate easily. And of course, the location in your house where you're able to have the interview. You want to find a location that is quiet, that you won't get distracted with, let's say, the noise of the dog barking or the chicken in the background. But but make sure that you find the location that is quiet so that the interviewer can hear you very clearly. Now, it's also very much important to test your technology and practice, of course, your interviews. You can practice with your friends. You can even ask your professors if you would like to practice with them so that at least you more or less kind of know how the interview flow will go. But of course, testing your technology, making sure that you have the right bandwidth, and also make sure that your connection's working well. Make sure that you have everything connected. That's also very much important to check before your interview. And then, of course, having a backup plan. Let's say you need an extra device because nag-lowbat na yung laptop or yung cellphone. So maybe you can borrow a friend's tablet or cell phone so that you can continue the interview. So always have a backup plan for your devices because you never know. Technology is great, but sometimes it doesn't work as well as we would want it to, right? Sometimes we have Wi-Fi problems. I always have Wi-Fi problems almost on a daily basis. It's still very tough, of course, to when you have Wi-Fi problems. But I mean, that's technology, right? It really happens. So don't be so hard on yourself. It really happens to everyone. But make sure lang you have really a backup plan for yourself. So at least your interview can move you can move smoothly. And also, of course, it's very important to just relax before the interview. Now, on the day of the interview, so face-to-face interviews, it's very important to arrive on time. Now, what time would be best, or what time is early before your interview starts? I would suggest 15 to 30 minutes before your interview. It would be best. So you really have enough time to calm yourself down and also prepare for your interview. Because again, if your interview, let's say, is at 10 a.m. and you arrive in the office, let's say at 9:50 or 9:55, you only have about 10 to 5 minutes to freshen up for your interview and to relax in the waiting area. You also have to sign in, give your IDs, diba, to enter the building. So there's still a lot that you have to prepare for before you're actually sitting in the waiting area. So let's just make sure that you really give yourself ample time to prepare. So make sure that about 15 to 30 minutes, but for me, 30 minutes really is the best, so that at least you can freshen up, you can go to the bathroom, you can just relax and wait for your name to be called in the waiting area. So at least you have all those paperwork done when you fill out your application and everything, and just wait for your name to be called in the waiting area. Now, it's also important to bring an extra resume or a copy of your resume. So, what's how many copies of your resume should you bring? Don't bring 10. 10 is too much. I would say about 2 to 4 would be a good amount of resumes. And why should you bring extra resumes? It's because so you also can give, let's say, the next level of interviews your resume. So you never know, like after your first interview, you'll be going through another interview with a business leader or the recruiter's manager. You don't want to ask the recruiter, can I have my resume back so I can give it to the next interviewer, right? So at least you're well prepared again, and that you have extra copies of your resume that you can give for the next level interviews. And of course, if you come from more of the creative courses, you can bring your portfolio and make sure that it is organized in a clear book. All right. Now, it's also very much important, and people do forget that while waiting in the waiting area, this is not your usual lounge where you can talk very loud and you can catch up with your friends, because sometimes you go to interviews with your friends, right? So it's very important to keep in mind that you're still even if you're waiting for your interview, you are already being observed by different recruiters that walk around, right? I mean, you might not mind them, but they can see you and they also notice you. So remember, first impressions really do count. And it's very important while you're in the waiting area, you have to be very polite and behaved, so that at least you set a very good first impression to the company and, of course, the employees of the company. Okay, so make sure that you're quiet. You can talk to your seatmates or people beside you, but make sure that you speak in a very soft tone. And if you want, you can also bring a book. Browse through your cell phone while waiting. In a way, it's also a way of you preparing yourself for your interview. Now, for online interviews, it's very important to always take a second to respond to the questions. So, again, the difference between a face to face and an online interview is that sometimes with the technology, there's usually a lag, right? So, make sure that while the interviewer is asking you questions, make sure that you don't interrupt the interviewer. Give enough time for the interviewer to finish his or her question, and then maybe take about 1 to 2 seconds to pause and then answer the question. So at least you don't interrupt the interviewer when they're asking you a question or explaining something to you. Now, remember also your nonverbal movements, meaning your nonverbal movements. So, meaning the actions that you do while you're doing interviews. So, try not to move your hands so much, especially also during online interviews. They also can see everything. I know you're speaking to a camera. I'm speaking to a camera right now, but they can notice, of course, your nonverbal cues. So just make sure that you're calm, keep your hands down or keep your hands on your lap, and make sure that you're able to really express yourself well with confidence. Keep your back straight because it also helps with the confidence that would flow into your body. So this is actually a power pose where when you put your hands on your lap and have your back straight, and it would resonate a lot of confidence coming from your body. So it would show actually even an online interview. So for me, this is my favorite position when I do online interviews or when I do webinars. Now, it's also very much important to smile, right? You are speaking to a camera. You can't see really your interviewer. If, let's say, maybe their camera is off or they're showing a presentation. Like right now, I can't really see anyone's face but my presentation. But it's very important to still be very pleasant. So don't forget to smile directly in the camera. Try your best to really compose yourself and just really enjoy the interview, the online interview with a big smile. And of course, you can also take notes. Again, an advantage of an online interview is that they don't really see you face to face, right? But again, don't be too obvious that you do have notes. It's you can glance at your notes once in a while, but don't read it like you really are reading something, right? Make sure that you're able to again practice with the notes that you have about your company. So your notes could be maybe about information about the role or information about the organization. So practice first, and also review the information that you have. So at least if you would like to look at your notes, it's just a quick glance, right? It also shows to the interviewer that you have come well prepared for the interview and that you really did your research about the role and the organization. All right. Now, during the interview, it's also very important to never lie about the skills and experiences that you've already encountered. So be very authentic and be very honest during the interview. Speak about, of course, your experiences that you've had in school, especially for the ones that don't have work experience yet. You can talk about your thesis or when you, let's say, had a group project. Maybe you were part of an organization in your school that you'd like to talk about. You can also talk about, let's say, if you were a working student, your experience, your work experience already that you've had. So it's very important to just have really honest discussions during your interview. It's also important to listen actively. So make sure that you listen very well to the questions that you are being asked so that you can answer the questions directly. So that at least you don't have to keep asking them to repeat the question. But again, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? You can always ask the interviewer to repeat their question. But remember, it's also important to listen actively to the questions that you are being asked so you can answer them directly. And don't interrupt the interviewer while they are talking. Again, take time for them to finish their question or their sentences before you answer. So take a 1 to 2 second pause before answering. And of course, it's very important to also share appropriate information. So what are appropriate informations that you should share? Um, it should be related to the interview, right? So you don't have to share that when they ask you, tell me something about yourself. You don't have to go into complete details about your whole life story or tell me something about, let's say, what you're proud of in school. You don't have to talk about from first year to fourth year high school what you did. So or first year to fourth year college what your accomplishments are. So again, it's very important to listen actively so that again you can answer the questions directly. So you can answer and share appropriate information during your interview. It also works. Oh yeah, and lastly, of course, don't be arrogant. So make sure you are not arrogant during the interview. Make sure that you humble yourself, and again, be your authentic self during your interview. Now, for online interviews, it's still also very much important to test all your devices during before your interview. So again, make sure that they're working. Your laptop or your tablet or your cell phone is working very well before your interview. So make sure that it's charged at 100%. Make sure that you have enough data or Wi-Fi available so that the interview goes smoothly. It's also very, very much important that you power dress for your interviews. So make sure that you come in complete outfit, your blazer, your polo, your slacks, because you never know what if you have to stand up in the interview and they see naka-shorts ka lang. So make sure that you're able to power dress. Make sure that you are wearing the appropriate outfit for your interviews. Slacks, button shirt, blazer if you don't want to wear your blazer, a button shirt or a nice dress. For the ladies, for the gentlemen, you can wear a tie and a polo. So you look presentable during your online interviews. Now, it's also important to take away the distractions, right? So turn off all devices that are not needed during the interview. If you are, let's say, using your laptop, put away first your cell phone or turn it off or put it on silent so that you don't get distracted if someone messages you or calls you, so that again your interview can go smoothly. And even in online interviews, it's very important to be punctual or on time. So make sure that you are at least 10 to 5 minutes early for your online interview. Usually, they have specific platforms where they will interview you, or let's say they'll give you a call in your personal mobile. So just make sure that your cell phone is available 10 to 5 minutes before your interview so you don't get distracted, right? Okay. All right. So do you have any questions so far? Just don't forget to about the topic. Don't forget to just put it on the chat box, or we can talk about it later after the webinar. Now, what is the best thing to say or do during interviews? These are also topics that you should discuss during your interviews. It's very important to talk about salary. So, because obviously that is also one of the reasons why you're looking for a job, right? To have make money, and of course to have a stable salary. So when asked for the salary expectations, always be realistic. Make sure that, again, part of your research for the role is, of course, looking as well at the salaries or ranges of the salaries of the specific role. So make sure that maybe you can do your research and understand what are the ranges, let's say, of the salary of a health advocate, or what is the salary range of a PHRN in healthcare organizations. So it's very important that you have these discussions with your recruiter. Again, there's nothing wrong with bringing up that topic because it will be brought up by the recruiter anyway. So just make sure that when the topic is brought up, make sure that you share with them a realistic range for the role that you are applying for. And it's also very much important that when you are asked by the recruiter if you have any questions at the end of their interview, make sure that you ask questions. Again, recruiters love it when you ask them questions because it really shows how interested you are for the role that you're applying for. And also, it shows interest about the company. So you can ask them questions, for example, about the culture of the company, or could you share with me what you do on a day-to-day basis in your role, right? So it shows that you're very much interested with the role that you're applying for, and also shows interested with the company that you're applying for. And lastly, if you're asked to negotiate about your salary, and if they ask you if your salary is negotiable, always say yes so that you can have that conversation with them. Okay, again, be open to have these conversations. Don't be shy to bring it up because it also shows that you have importance for yourself. Now, after the interview, remember to say thank you. Again, it's very important that you do that because the recruiter has given time for you for the opportunity that you are given within the organization. So really thank them for their time. And remember, you can always ask questions. So make sure to ask them what would be the next steps for after your interview, because you never know, you might have another interview with their manager, or you also might be taking exams, or they'll let you know about really the next steps. So remember, ask what would be the next steps after your interview. And for follow up, it's again, there's nothing wrong with following up on your status or with the interview, but make sure to give I would say 2 to 3 days before you make a follow up or call them, because again, they do see a lot of candidates on a day-to-day basis, sometimes more than 50 candidates in a day. So give them about 2 to 3 days to get back to you, or then you can make a follow-up so that at least you know what your status is within the organization. And then lastly, just relax. Be proud of yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back that you've completed an interview, and just you can just now relax and really enjoy and wait really for the next steps of your recruitment process. Okay, so actually, that would be the end of my webinar. I hope you learned a thing or two about acing your interview and really preparing yourself for your interviews. And I'd like to leave you with one of my favorite quotes from my company. What makes you special can inspire your life's best work. So again, be true to yourself, be your authentic self, and it would inspire you to really be who you really are, and create your life's best work. So, again, thank you so much for this time. I also just wanted to share with you the opportunities that we have within the company. Currently, we are accepting work from home positions and within the organization. So, these are our positions available. And if you'd like to know more about our positions, you can always go to our website at workatoptum.com, or also check out our Jobs 180 page, which is jobs180.com/optum for all of our opportunities. And you can always email me in my email address right there, christine.pasha@optum.com, if you have any questions, if you'd like to um, apply to the specific roles, you can always email me. So you can take a screen cap right now and just reach out to me if you have any questions. So again, thank you so much, everyone, and good afternoon. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you for that, Ms. Reese. Ayan. So, guys, to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. So, if you have questions for Ms. Reese, now is the time to do so. Ma'am, this just came in from Miss Shania Nang. Do you accept for internships?
Currently, we have not yet processed any interns at the time. But if you'd like to send in your resume for internship, and specifically if it's online internship, you can always send that to my email, or you can apply again also through our company website.
All right. Okay. Ma'am, while we're waiting for the other questions from our audience, here's another question. Ako lang to, ma'am. Ako lang nag-list. Ma'am, what is the impression of the recruiter if the applicant didn't seem prepared for his or her interview? Would he get a second interview, or is her chances slim?
Sorry, did I get lost?
Ay, sorry ma'am. Sorry ma'am, I didn't notice na nawala kayo. Alright. Ma'am, here's my question. What is the recruiter's impression if the applicant didn't seem prepared? Like, she showed that she just got up, or she as if she was sleeping nung tumawag po yung recruiter. So, is her chances of getting a second interview slim?
First of all, I usually, yeah, sometimes the recruiters do call at, they surprise you with their calls because they don't know then if you're prepared. But again, you can be very honest with the recruiter. If you don't feel that you are ready to take the call or the interview right now, you can let them know. They would totally understand. They can give you a call back, let's say in about 15 minutes, so you can prepare yourself even more. Always share with them that maybe, hi, this is not a good time for me right now, but you can call me back in 30 minutes or in an hour. So again, you have to just be honest with them. If you don't feel like you are ready to take their call, or if you are doing something else, then you can ask them to call you back. They will not take that against you. Just let them know that you'll be available at this certain time. So don't worry. It's not really the impression that they'll remember, but they'll always remember to give you a call back.
All right. So thank you for that, ma'am. Ma'am, a question from Ms. Stella Balili. Ma'am, what are the common questions that the interviewer HR officer asks during the interview? I think some of this was discussed na po. Siguro yung pinaka-common na lang, ma'am.
I think the most common one would really be what are your greatest strengths or weaknesses, or really what do you know about the organization. So again, that's part of also doing your research about the position that you're applying for. So make sure that you do your research very well. Make sure that you know the position that you're applying for, and also you know the company that you're applying for.
All right. So thank you for that, ma'am. Again, questions, guys. If you have no more, sure na ba tayo dyan? So, ma'am, again, we thank you for being with us this afternoon. So, thank you again, ma'am. If you have no more questions, guys, you can check out Optum's list of vacancies. It's available at jobsrink.com/Optum. That's the one flashing at the bottom of your screen. Yeah. So,
Yes.
again, thank you, Ms. Reeve. Miss Reese, have a great day po.
Thank you
Stay
also, Ms.
safe po.
Shari. And thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon and weekend. Bye bye.
Bye po, ma'am. Alright. Ay, sorry, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes. Yes.
sayang.
I'm
Ayan,
here.
ma'am, may humabol na question. Last na to, guys. Ma'am,
Go.
how will we know if we are on the right track during the job application? From Almira Placido. Umabot
Being
ka, Almira.
Yeah, being on the right track, I think it's more of really how you feel more confident about yourself. So just really don't feel that you if you don't get the job that you applied for the first time, that doesn't mean that you have to stop. Just really be confident with what you know, do your research and practice again, and make sure that you understand what you really want to do. I think that's the most important thing, that you'll know that you're on the right track. And also, of course, the company that you're applying for. So just make sure first you know what you want in your career.
Ayun. So, again, thank you, Miss Reese. Ayan, ma'am, for real. Guys, if wala nang questions, we will say bye-bye to Miss Reese. Don't be shy to send in your questions if hindi umabot. So, you can send it to jobs180.com Facebook page, or pwede rin kayo mag-email dun sa email address ni Miss Reese a while ago. Ayan. So, thank you again, Miss Reese. Have a great afternoon po. Happy weekend, ma'am. Alright, nawala na ata si ma'am. Alright, so thank you guys for being with us this afternoon. So to officially close our session, we'd like to call on Mrs. Jovi. She would be doing the final reminders and closing the session for you guys. Yeah, Director Ms. Jovi Gatan, RGC, Director of Guidance Services. Ayan. Ma'am, the floor is yours, ma'am. I'll leave you to it po for the
Okay,
message.
hello. Okay, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Praise be Jesus Mary. So I would give the end remarks for this a successful activity. So may I start with a phrase? Choose a job that you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. That is from Confucius. Career education and guidance is important, especially of the young generation of today. Students are more engaged in education and highly motivated about their future when they have a clear understanding of themselves and how might they live and work when they leave school. We believe that this continuous exposure to different careers would open your minds towards reaching your goal and make you be inspired as you journey towards your chosen studies to fulfill your dreams. With this, it is my pleasure to end this afternoon's successful career activity with a thankful heart to everybody who took their time and effort to make this activity possible. So, in behalf of the College Guidance and Testing Center, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to you, our dear college students, for actively participating in this career activity. May we venture with you again virtually next year. To Jobs 180, headed by Sir Kim Chua, Ms. Shari Lopez, Ma'am Michelle Chua, and to the presenters Sir Kim, Ms. Riz Pasha, and Ms. Junica Manuevo for taking their time to share to us their expertise in each specific topics discussed. Thank you. Thank you, moms and sirs. We would like also to thank Sister Maria Marisa R. Viri RVM and the UIC administration, Dr. Joanne Y. Solomon, Vice President for Academics, and Mrs. Ana Flor Sacopayo, for the Director for Student Affairs and Services, for allowing us and making this event successful. So before I officially end our activity, let me leave you with this message. It's not what you achieve, it's what you overcome. That's what defines your career. So once again, students, guests, a pleasant good afternoon to everyone.
Thank you, Miss Jovi. Happy, have a great afternoon din po and happy weekend.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Ayan. Thank you, ma'am. Ayan. So, guys, thank you again for staying with us for the webinar. Um, Please stay tuned for the links to the evaluation that will be given by the Guidance Center. So I saw a reminder there a while ago in the comment section. So please watch out na lang for that. And here is an invitation for you guys who wants to join our next webinars for other schools next week. So this will still be open at jobs18 at facebook.com/jobs180. So pwede kayong manood ng webinars from CUP, meron din from Letran Bataan, Angeles University Foundation. So if you're interested, check out the topics. It's available on our Facebook page. Ayan. So again, thank you guys for being with us this afternoon. We have a last advertisement from CEO Group. So again, thank you CEO Group for being one of our corporate sponsors for this event. If you guys want to check out their store in Lazada and Shopee is the CEO store. You can also check them at the nearest mall in your area to shop for your corporate needs and for their corporate career opportunities. You can visit jobsunique.com/CEO group. Ayan. So thank you guys. See you soon and have a great afternoon. Stay safe.